Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Lux Life Podcast. I'm so excited that you're here with me today. Look, today is November 3rd. We all know that today is a very, very, very important day. It's election day. The polls just closed. If you're still in line watching this, stay in line because they cannot turn you around if you're already in line. If you do have problems, there is a hotline that you can call. So you can just slide in my DMs and, I'll give that number to you. But in the meantime, I'm excited about today's guest. We have the owner of Tailord Fitness. He is a personal trainer. His name is Varian May. Mm-hmm. Get it right, you guys. It's not Varian. It's not Varian. We had to kind of practice on that before we started. So how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm going to give some people some time to tune in. So you guys make sure you like this podcast, like this live stream, share it, and we'll be back shortly.
Welcome to the Lux Life Podcast, where our goal is to enhance the mental, physical, and spiritual luxuries in life. Make your life luxurious through knowledge, coaching, training, and technique. Visit us online at soulluxlife.com. Here's your host, Crispin J. Watson.
So we're back. I hope you guys love that introduction. I know y'all do. I know y'all love seeing it every week. But yeah. I'm super excited. So for those that are just tuning in, again, this is Varian May. It is election day. We have some hot topics to talk about. But first thing first, Varian's going to tell you guys about himself, kind of where he grew up and just how he got to be where he is today.
All right. Well, my name is Varian May. Like you said, the owner of Tailord Fitness here in Birmingham, Alabama. I was born in Fairfield and I was raised all over Alabama, but I tell everyone I was raised in Oxford. I don't know if you ever heard of Oxford. It's right outside of Anniston, like on the way to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But I grew up there and I love working out, of course. I love family. I love sports and everything eating. I love to eat. Probably restaurant.
That kind of goes you because usually people that are like, into fitness and everything, they're real kind of ticky about what they eat. So you kind of just eat anything. You're not one of those like I'm vegan or anything like that.
No. I like to live life. You know what I mean? Like I'm not vegan. I'm not pescatarian, anything like that. I try things out in different seasons, but I can't label myself any one thing because I like to, like I said, enjoy life. And I feel life is balanced. I don't feel like you should deprive yourself of anything. You just use moderation. I always use the 80-20 rule. So I feel like you should be able to enjoy life, but in moderation,
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So y'all getting those chicken sandwiches, eat them in moderation. Like don't eat them every day. Don't eat them 3 times a day. But like you said, they definitely enjoy life. You definitely only live once. I used to try to beat myself up over different diets and stuff like that. But like I told my sister, look, if a man don't like me the way I am, just shape me, be big or whatever. What you see is what you get.
Right.
So do you have any siblings? What was your household like growing up?
Well, we were a family of 4, my mother and father, and I have a little sister who's actually she does hair here in Birmingham, Barbara May. And we were a real close-knit family. A lot of people used to call us the Huxtables growing up, but yeah, we're very close-knit. we did a lot of family outings and things like that. So very, very family oriented. And I love my little sister, and she was like my shadow growing up.
How many years apart are you guys?
We are 6 years apart.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of a age gap there.
Yeah, it's a pretty big age gap. So I did a lot of protecting growing up, But yeah.
I was the baby sister. My sister's 3 years older than me. So yeah, that kind of worked out how it worked out. She used to say I used to get her in trouble a lot. It was with things I would do to get in trouble. She would get in trouble also because she was the big sister and then tell me to stop.
Hey, that was the same thing with me. I used to always get in trouble for stuff she would do, or she would tell on me for something, and I would get in trouble. I think all little siblings are the same.
Oh, most definitely. And tell us about your family now. You have kids, right?
Yes. It's me, my wife, and 3 kids. I have a son that's 12 years old. Braylon is about to be a teenager here in December. Alan, he's 4 years old, just turned 4. And Aiden, he is 1. He just turned 1 years old.
So you have 3 boys.
3 boys.
3 Black kings that you're raising.
Yes.
So what does that kind of look like for you? Because I'm raising a Black son also. Apparently he's 2, and I'm kind of just, getting out there into raising a boy. And, with so much, everything that's going on in the world today, from the whole George Floyd to the Breonna Taylor to, everybody else that has had a run-in with the police and things like that. Do you kind of have like a fear with raising Black sons in America today?
Well, of course I have a fear, but I try to, do what I can in very subtle ways, not, trying to make them afraid or make them scared of doing certain things, but I try to make sure that I instill within them the necessary things that unfortunately we as Black people have to do, especially for our boys. When it comes to certain haircuts, they may want a certain hairstyle, and I have to say, well, I want them to have that, but unfortunately, where we live and, the stereotypes and things like that, we have to, think about, is that going to be the best thing for you right now? And I try to do it to where I'm explaining and not just telling, not just saying, no, you can't do that. I try to explain why, so that, they'll know, especially with my 12-year-old. I have to tell them a lot, like, son, unfortunately, we have to be more cognizant of how we live, because we're under a much stronger microscope than some of our counterparts.
Most definitely. It's one of those things like, and I don't think other counterparts really understand the thing we as Black parents have to go through, some things that we have to think about that they don't, such as, like you said, haircuts and like the way you dress and things like that. Like, it might be fine and look good to you, but we have to remember like the perception that we're giving off to others, making sure we're not looking like a threat to society. Because once you grow out of that little cute phase, like, everybody thinks my son is just he's so cute, so adorable right now. But again, what happens when he's 15 years old, 6 foot tall, and you're intimidated? So
Exactly.
It's definitely one of those things. Do you want to have more kids?
I think we're 3 and done. Those long nights, I don't know if I can do it anymore. I'm getting old.
Tell me about it. I'm to the point now, my 2-year-old and my 7-year-old, she's a girl, but he'll come in my room every night, and then she'll come in and have to sleep in the bed. And she told me one day, like, if Grant sleeps in here, I sleep in here. Like, we come as a team. So I love it. So tell us about your business. Tell us about Tailord Fitness, how you got started, and what kind of pushed you to get into being a personal trainer.
Well, I mean, I've always been an athlete my entire life. Growing up, I played basketball, football, and I actually ran track. And just working out just came natural to me, and I loved it. I loved the whole science behind it. So I wanted to do something, that I enjoy, that I love, and that comes natural to me. So that was a no-brainer for me. But I was telling you a little bit before we started, Stephen Wiley, me and him, we used to go to the gym all the time when I first moved to Birmingham. And we would go to Varian Fitness every single day, every day. We didn't miss a day. We were in the gym for about 2 to 3 hours at a time. Me, him, and another group of guys, right? And one day we just said, we need to be entrepreneurs, So we, at the first attempt at being entrepreneurs was going to real estate school, and that was a failed attempt. Right. The next time you see Steve joking about it, say, "What happened the first time you went to-"
He didn't tell me that. He didn't tell me that part.
But yeah, we just said, man, forget this. So we did that, and then we said, what else can we do? What are we good at? And we both love to work out. So we said, let's get our personal training certification. So we did it. And the rest was history from there. We started out at George Ward Park with about 15 to 20 people. And we just grew from there. And from there, he went back into real estate. And I kept up with the fitness thing, and went from George Ward Park to Railroad Park, where I did a boot camp class there for Blue Cross Blue Shield and Railroad Park, Get Healthy on the Railroad. Mm-hmm. That's where things really, really started to take off. We used to average about 100 to 120 people per class.
Wow.
And it just grew from there. And now me and my business partner, Leonard Stevens, we're in a 6,000 square foot building here in Birmingham, Alabama. Getting ready right now, we're doing renovations to it to try to make it even better than what it already is. So it's been a journey, a lot of ups and downs, but I thank God for it all.
I know. Amen. I was reading on your website that you're kind of like faith-based with your training and things like that. So how big of a role would you say faith plays in your life and in your business?
I feel like it's 100%, because I feel like you have to have faith in order to work out, because you're doing you're going in for a workout repeatedly, bringing not harm, but you're doing things that hurt or don't feel good. They put you in an uncomfortable place, but if you keep doing it, you become stronger and stronger and stronger. Just like our faith, God puts us sometimes in situations that don't feel good, but they're for our good. So I feel like working out is just a big faith-based thing anyway. And if we look at it that way, then we won't be so quick to give up on it, or be so quick to start a diet or start a workout regimen and quit if we know what it's doing for us, and not think so much of what it's doing to us, where it's hurting or it's taking time away from other things you could be doing. But if you think about the whole of it and what it's doing for you, why would you not work out?
Oh, I feel so convicted right now. Because I haven't been working out. But honestly, I haven't looked at it like that. But just to be honest, like back when I was going to the gym heavily, like when you take a break and start back, like your body, kind of has to adjust. Right. And I hate the treadmill. I hate doing cardio, but I know I have to do it to slim down. And I honestly, I would have to get on the treadmill and put it on my gospel playlist just to keep me going. God is going to get me through this workout right now. It's definitely one of those things. But I love the fact that you incorporate faith and God into your business.
Oh, yes.
Because honestly, I live by the Bible, and it does say to write down your plans, make them plain, pray over them, give them to God. Right. So has it ever been a point where you kind of felt discouraged and you didn't want to do fitness anymore? Did you ever hit that bump in the road?
Oh yeah. A lot of times. I mean, that comes with anything that God gives you to do, any purpose that God gives you to do. You're going to hit a plateau, or you're going to hit a place where you feel like, is this for me? But you have to keep going, and you have to stay true to the word that he gave you in the beginning, that this is for you. no matter what, is in front of you, what you see is still for you. Because a lot of times we just focus on what's in front of us, and God can see, he has a side view. So he can see the spiritual and the physical, while we can only see the physical part of it. So he sees what's in the future. And a lot of times we get frustrated because we're only looking or thinking about what's right there in front of us in the physical. And I can think back to right before I got the building. I was in a place where I was like, wow, I've been doing this for a while and I still don't have my own building. Like, I'm still contracting out. Like, I had contracts with different organizations and things like that where I would go to their facilities to train people and things of that nature. But I'm like, wow, I'm too far into it to not have my own building or things, just my own spot to call home. And I got discouraged. And one day I was just flipping through LoopNet online, and I found the building. It was like, wow, like this is too good to pass up. So hey, it was. Now I won't say it was all different, because looking at the building, it was horrible, and it was it was a mess. And we had to come in and revamp the whole thing. It was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into it. We probably didn't open up till about 4 months after actually signing the papers, because we had so much work to do. And the thing about us is we didn't get any loans. We did everything straight out of our own pocket. Me and Leonard, we sweated, we worked, we learned how to lay floor, we learned how to paint, everything. We had to learn on the fly, because we wanted to be good stewards over what God had blessed us with. And we didn't want to, go the long route, which I'm not downing that. I'm not saying that, that's not something that is good, because it is good. But we just decided that we wanted to do it our way. And our way was no loans, everything.
Not owing anybody anything.
Not owing, straight profit, not owing anybody anything off the top.
Oh, I love it. That's so encouraging. So you mentioned back when you guys were training in Railroad Park, y'all had like over 100 people to show up, and that's a lot. So how did you guys market and get all these people to trust you to actually train them?
Well, when I came on, like it was me by myself. When I came on, one of my friends put my name in the hat to, take over for someone who was having a baby. And I was actually a fill-in for that person for a season. And because the season runs from like February through October. And, she ended up not coming back. And they were like, can you continue to do this? So I did it for like 4 years straight. And as we kept going, like they told me the numbers before were like, they averaged like 10 people per class. And I just started pumping it out on social media, started kind of giving glimpses or small videos of what we did. And people were like, wow, like this is challenging. And they just started inviting more and more people. And we grew from like 10 people to over 100 in probably 2 months.
That's amazing. But also encouraging, because people do like what they can see, like the video content. Like I can tell you all day that I do makeup, but until you actually like see me doing a face or you see my work, you're not going to buy into it, nor are you going to believe it.
Exactly.
So since the pandemic hit, has your business taken a hit, or how did that look like for you when everything was shut down in the beginning?
Yeah, things definitely slowed down. But what I tell people all the time is it just made me use my brain a little bit more and it made me pivot, not necessarily tank or anything like that. It just made me think outside the box, think of how can I keep things going in the midst of what's going on around us right now. So I started to think about things to do and incorporate online. Well, I did a online challenge in the beginning of it. I called it Lean on the Quarantine Challenge. We did that, and just trying to stay in people's faces, just trying to make sure that the brand was always, still out there being pumped. And I also have something new coming up. I'm about to drop it probably within the next week. My birthday is next week, so November 9th. So I'll probably end up dropping it then. I got some products on the way.
Oh, so you don't want to tell us what they are? They're a surprise.
Well, I mean, I guess I've got them right. This is my we got bands. So this is the light band. We got heavy and medium. So we're gonna start out with the bands, then we're gonna go to some different areas. But I'll save that for right now. We're gonna start out with bands.
You need to get some waist trainers. Females love a good waist trainer.
Hey, just stay tuned. That's all I say. Stay tuned.
That waist trainers is so off topic. Do they really work? Because some people are like, no, they don't really work. You got to do the work, which I know you have to put the work in, but do they help in some way at least?
Yes. And I say sweat belts over waist trainers, because waist trainers are sometimes like corsets, and they can like smash your organs together, which is definitely not good internally. So I say no to the corset because of what it can do to your internal organs, but yes to sweat belts, because what a sweat belt is really going to do, it doesn't magically make you lose weight or anything like that. Basically, all it does is what it says. It's a sweat belt. It makes you sweat water weight off. So sweating water weight off in your midsection, just say if you're drinking a gallon of water a day, you're sweating it off with the actual belt, and it's doing somewhat of shaping you, kind of giving you a curvature, in your midsection. But as far as what the corset does is nothing close. So I say yes to the sweat belt, no to the waist trainer.
No to the waist trainers. I know y'all hate to hear that, but I had a waist trainer and now I never wear it because honestly, like I suffocate when I put it on. Like, and I messed around and slept in it one day and woke up like out of breath. So.
You definitely don't want that, because I can imagine what your organs look like on the inside, being smushed together, not being able to, work properly. So, yeah, I say definitely yes to the sweat belt, though, because I mean it's just basically getting off water weight, and a lot of the weight that we have comes from water weight. So, I mean, to get that off, you major results, especially in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's crazy because they tell you to drink a lot of water when you're working out and things like that.
Yeah, but you have to, because in order to release water, you have to drink water. And we retain water when we don't drink enough, so when you drink a lot of it, you flush it out of you. So you're not retaining as much water. So that's why you have to drink a lot of water. And that's why they try to get you want to get at least half your body weight in ounces per day. But I like to try to challenge my people. I always say, try to get a gallon.
Yeah, I was doing that at one point, and I promised I was having to go to the bathroom like 20 times throughout the day. I guess my body just wasn't used to it.
Right.
Even to the point when I used to work, and my coworkers be like, "Why are you going to the bathroom so much? Like, y'all need some water I'm drinking over here."
Right. But I mean, it takes a while for your body to get used to all the water that you drink, especially if you go from a glass or a bottle a day to a gallon. You got to slowly work your way up to, drinking a gallon of water a day, or you're going to be in the bathroom all the time.
I guess that was my issue.
Right.
Because I promised, they were like, "Are you okay? Because you're going to the bathroom a lot."
Right.
So, what are some of the challenges you would say with being a business owner?
Um, some of the challenges being a business owner. I would say for me having a family, I would say balance
Mm,
because it does take a lot to first of all have a business, and then when you have a business, a brick and mortar that you're running day to day, so you're not only running a household, but you're running a actual brick and mortar business, which is just like another household in itself. So to be able to balance is a big juggling experience. But hey, if the people before me can do it, I can do it. And if I can do it, anybody that's trying to get into it can do it. So, I mean, it does come with a lot of growing pain. And my wife reminds me daily to keep that balance. So I have to make sure that I stay as balanced as possible, or it's going to be some trouble.
Oh, I can believe it. I have like a family member now that he's been kind of struggling with putting so much into his business and
Right,
kind of putting his relationship on the back burner. And it's
right.
kind of affecting him now. So do you have any tips on like that work-life balance? Do you have just like set hours that you dedicate to work, or do you have like a certain time that you're home for dinner or anything like that?
Yes. What I try to do, I try to always first, because my wife, she made me do this, so now it's second nature. I run by her if I'm taking on a new client or anything like that. I ask her, is this a good time? Or is something else going on? Do I need to be here for this? Or just you have to keep the window of communication open. And I've not been so good at that, earlier on, but she's definitely coached me and made me a better communicator of what I have going on so that we can have a better flow in our household. And I think that's definitely key is communication and also just setting boundaries. If you say I'm not going to work after a certain time or I'm going home at a certain time, stick to
Mm-hmm.
that boundary. Um, don't take on something else when you already set that boundary to say, hey, I'm going to be at home to eat dinner at 8 o'clock, or I'm going to not work on Saturday so that's family time.
Mm-hmm.
And although it's hard, I guarantee you that if the business is meant for you, it's going to be there during the hours that you set for operation. So stay true to your hours of operation. And I mean, it also holds exclusivity. I mean, it makes people say, okay, I got to get in during this time or I'm not going to be able to get with them. And if you're good, then they're going to come during your hours.
Mm-hmm.
So don't run yourself thin or sell your family short or your loved ones or your significant others short for trying to be Superman in business because it will come.
Most definitely. And I like how you mentioned how your wife kind of helps you with that balance. She's taught you to communicate better and y'all just are on the same page with that. So would you say, and I'm sure the answer is yes, but as getting married, has that like helped you as a man, help you grow as like a man, as an entrepreneur, as a businessman?
Oh yeah, most definitely, especially with having a business partner and working through like disagreements or things that you may not agree on because different people have different views.
Mm-hmm.
And having a messy both of us are married, so we understand that anytime you put two different people together, you're going to have two different backgrounds. You're going to have two different ways of thinking. One person is going to be good at something, or the other person is going to be good at another thing. And you just learn how to use your strengths. And most of the times, one person's strength is the other person's weakness, and vice versa. So I feel like marriage is just it helps. I feel like it helps you in life, period, because it helps you how to learn how to coexist with people who may not have the same interests, may not have the same backgrounds, the same likes, dislikes. It just shows you how to coexist with different people. So I feel like marriage as a whole is a great thing, and I feel like, especially in our community, I feel like we need to see more marriages, succeeding and making it. And I feel like we need to use social media to just pump as much as we can, like the success of Black marriage, because I feel like a lot of the change that we want to see, it will come out of successful Black marriages, because when the marriage is successful, the children are healthy. They have a better view of themselves. They have more self-esteem. They become better products to society. I feel like, and I just feel like it all starts within the Black family, the Black household, the makeup, and just a husband and wife with kids.
Most definitely. Because I was once married, I'm divorced now, and that's kind of one of the challenges I'm dealing with. Because I grew up in a 2-parent household, so of course, that's what I saw every day. Like my mom and dad, they didn't used to fight. But now I'm challenged with, trying to raise 2 kids, being a single mom, especially a son in today's society. But I do like to put that out there, that definitely I do. And no offense to anyone that wasn't raised in a 2-parent household. I'm sure y'all are great citizens to society, but I do feel like you said, it helps to mold them. Because I honestly feel like my 2-year-old, he's a boy, he just runs over me. And I think it's because I'm a female. But when he's like around my dad or other male figures, I'm telling you, he's a different kid.
Right, exactly. And it takes that, especially for boys, that they have to have somebody that they, look up to and respect at the same time. And, they need to see that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's why I think just it's necessary. It's really, really necessary.
I totally agree. And we, like you said, we definitely need to put that more out there more. If you're Black, you're married, show us your Black love so we can see.
Exactly. And I think a lot of the times people are apprehensive to do that because they're like, I don't want to put myself out there because we're not perfect, or it's just a photo op, but we're going through this or going through that. But at the same time, I mean, nothing is perfect and nothing is going to be easy, but you still have to put it out there that it can be done. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like if you're married and you're married for a number of years and you're happy, I feel like you need to take on some younger couples, take on some younger people, and just show them, it's not going to be easy, but it can be done.
Most definitely. Now, if you out there married and Sheen, let's sit this one out. Okay? You get yourself together.
Right.
Seriously, like I have married men in my inbox. Sometimes I'm like, okay. Then I'll see like the wife posting like a happily married photo, and I'm like, I'm just sip my tea on this one.
Right. Now, they don't need none of that now.
Most definitely. So if you're out there and you are married, definitely do right. I hate to see that. There's one thing I hate to see. Cheating on your spouse. Just stay single if you're not ready. Right. It's not that hard. So speaking of which, so like as a Black man, today's election day. Did you vote? I got my sticker on.
Oh, most definitely. I got my sticker on my jacket, but yes, I definitely voted. Yes.
How was it? How long did you have to wait in line?
Well, I didn't wait too long. Where I vote at is rural, so I went in there. I was in there maybe 5-10 minutes. And
wow, I was there 2 hours.
Whew. Hey, I still would have done it though, because I mean it's so important. It's
like, look, this is do or die.
Right. Exactly.
Life or death. So what did this election kind of mean to you?
To me, it means well, voting to me, period, is a lot of people I see on social media have looked at voting as, I guess, it doesn't matter, especially for the presidential election and things of that nature. And I just look at them with disgust because I'm like, um, people before us died for us to just have the right to vote, to go and cast a ballot. And I feel like that's a slap in their faces to say that the act of voting doesn't matter, or you live in a area that's predominantly a certain way, so you're going to not vote because the majority is such and such. It doesn't matter, because a lot of people don't understand that when you vote, you show representation. And although it may be the majority, politicians, they look at the numbers and they see who's voting, who's not voting. So they'll see where they need to put or want to put their time and effort into. So if you're not voting, not letting yourself be known that, hey, although there's a majority, there's a pretty big minority over here from these votes. Let me go over here and let me do something in this community for that, minority, so maybe I can swing them this way. Because I mean, if we be honest, politics is scratching backs. You scratch mine, I scratch yours. You vote for me, I do something for you. So just the whole notion that your vote doesn't count, that's so ignorant to me. I mean, I'll be honest, for lack of better words, that's just it's ignorant to me, and it's irresponsible and selfish. I mean, if you can't vote for yourself, vote for your children, vote for your nieces and nephews, vote for the people in the future, because I mean, they're all depending on us to get it right. The time that we're in right now is so integral. Like every move we make, it's going to affect the future, and I feel like voting reaches back and it honors the people before us, and it reaches forward and hope for the youth, for the future, to say, okay, we might actually get to see the dream that Martin Luther King, spoke about. We might actually live in it totally, where we have one foot in, but one foot is still out. We're not there yet. We're not there.
Not quite here, but we're getting there.
Right. We'll eventually get there, and we just have to keep hope alive. Do our part and keep hope alive.
Most definitely. And I feel the same exact way. I think it's pure ignorance when you definitely have the option to vote and you don't exercise it. And those are usually the people that are complaining the most about what's going on. And I'm like, well, did you vote? Well, no.
Right.
No vote, no voice. So keep the energy. Like you wait in line for Jordans and everything else.
Exactly.
You wait in line at the polls. So, and I even saw today, people were on social media like bashing people for posting a picture of their sticker. Like, let people post their sticker. Like, why? What is it hurting you?
I saw the same thing, and I'm like, these people are so uninformed. It's just, and posting stickers, I feel like you post everything else on social media to get everyone else to do a certain thing. Why not post your sticker and make it be a wave, so people are like, I don't want to be left out next time. Let me go vote and get
my sticker, right? Yeah. Most definitely, but that goes back to a mindset. People don't realize your people, our people, have died for this. Some people back in the day never thought they would see the day when Black people did have the opportunity to vote. Right. So if you're watching this and you didn't vote, shame on you. You should feel really bad. And make sure you get out, and not just in presidential elections, local elections, every single thing. I vote in every single election. I don't care if it's one person on the ballot, I'm going to go vote.
I do too.
And if it's not my party, look, I might just turn in and blank. It's just one of those things.
Write somebody in, right? Mickey Mouse or something.
Right. Right, LeBron and everything.
Exactly.
I can't stand it. So definitely, I think that also goes back to Black families and us instilling in our children the importance of getting out and voting. So we all know the school systems nowadays, they're trying to kind of do away with history and what really happened. And I think it's because I can tell you, like me going to school, I can't remember learning about Black history.
Right.
Might have learned about slavery just a little bit, but it really wasn't until I went to an HBCU where
Right.
I really learned like what was going on back in the day. So we definitely have to make sure we're informed so we can tell our children and they tell their children's children
Right.
about the history that they try to suppress here. So
And they don't want to tell you about anybody but Martin Luther King, and although that is my, fraternal brother, but I mean, there's so many more Black figures that we need to know about other than Martin Luther King. I mean, I love him, but we need to do better about learning about our history and the totality of it.
yes, most definitely break some of those mental barriers. If you don't know where you've been, you don't know, where you're going. You don't appreciate where you are right now, really. So
Exactly.
one of those things. So another topic I did want to talk about. Hope y'all got that spiel on voting. So this next, election is going to come up for your local counties and things like that. We better see y'all out there.
Right.
But men and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a topic, a lot of men, they don't feel like they have mental health problems. But some of them are just like going through some things and just don't even realize that they need someone to talk to. So how hard or how easy is it for you to kind of express your emotions and like realize when you have a problem and you really need to talk to someone?
Well, I definitely I'm an extroverted introvert, if that makes sense. I'm an extrovert as far as communicating, talking to people and things of that nature. But when it comes to like problems or things like going on with me, I don't talk to a lot of people. I tend to hold things in, but I'm definitely getting to a point where I feel like, I want to explore I like working with a counselor and things of that nature just to get some things off, or outside of my head, because I'm so like, I always look out for other people, or I'm always thinking of how can I help someone else, that I tend to forget about myself. And a lot of times men, we're all like that. A lot of us are, where we have families that we have to take care of, and we have to provide, produce, and protect for, that we don't think about providing, producing, protecting ourselves, especially when it pertains to mental health. I was talking to one of my clients the other morning, and he was just like, man, going through a lot right now, and sometimes I want to talk to somebody, but in this stuff I can't even talk to my wife about, and it's not anything crazy, but it's just stuff that. It's certain stuff that men go through that women just won't understand. And it's certain stuff that women go through that men just won't understand or can't fathom. Like, I may not understand how my wife handles things with the kids, because I just don't see it that way. Just like she may not understand how I handle stuff with the kids, because we don't handle them the same way. We aren't built the same. So I feel like men, we have to do a better job of reaching out to these available outlets and getting the mental attention and help that we need, so that we can be better equipped to provide, produce, and protect as men and fathers. So we're not leading hurt, or projecting things on our kids or our wives because we hold it in. I feel like in order for us to be better men, better leaders of our household, we definitely have to step into that realm. And especially with all the trauma that we're going through right now, with George Floyd and just everything going on, and not to mention we're in the middle of a pandemic. man, all this is over, I feel like we all need to just be in line like we were a vote today at somebody's couch, to sit down and get some of this stuff off our heart. Yeah.
That's real though. And a lot of Black families, older Black people, they don't really believe in that. They kind of tell you, oh, just talk to the Lord, pray about it, you're good, you don't need no counselor.
Right. But if God made counselors, he made them to to use.
Exactly.
He put people there to use, just like he made me a trainer, to help people learn how to work out and equip them with the necessary tools. He made counselors to give us the necessary tools to make it through life mentally, and I feel like we do have to use it. But if you think back as far as boys, if a boy falls and gets hurt, the natural tendency to tell that boy is, shake it off. You okay? You good? You're a big
better
boy.
Not cry.
Right. You better not cry. You good? And you're more so coddle a girl or tell her, oh baby, you okay? So it's easier for a woman to express their feelings than it is sometimes for men, because of how we were just brought up, period. Like, we were brought up to say, you okay, no matter what you're going through, you okay. Or you got cut, you're gonna be okay. It's just a little blood, you'll be all right.
That's for real though, because I've caught myself doing it though, and I'm guilty. Like, my son, if I'm like, you better not cry.
Right. Hey, we all do it. I do it. I do it to my boys. I'm like, you all right, boy, get up.
Yeah, because we don't want them to be soft, but at the same time, right. I don't want him to feel like he can't come talk to me and express when, something's on his mind or anything like that. I see a therapist. It's one of the best things I could have ever done. And like, people, your insurance usually covers therapy, so take advantage of it.
And I've done it radically off and on, but I said I need to get with somebody, more, I guess, scheduled.
I've just become scheduled. Like, I stopped for a couple of years. I went to one a few years back when I was going through my divorce. That was the first time I'd ever been to one, because before then I was like, oh, I don't need no counselor and everything.
Right.
But I went to one then, and like, now with me being an entrepreneur, getting into real estate, being a single mom, and then virtual learning on top of that is just like an added layer.
Right.
Of stress. And I didn't even realize I was like dealing with like chronic stress until I talked to my therapist, and he was like, you're used to working and being away from your kids for like 8 hours throughout the day.
Exactly.
So where now you're with
you didn't necessarily ask to be given. You weren't asked. You didn't go to school to be a teacher.
At all.
A lot of us have become teachers, and that's not what we were called to do. So it's a lot of stress and trauma that comes from that, along with kids having summer stomachs. They're eating everything that they see. It's
all day long. Like, you don't eat all day at school. Like, let's act like this is at school.
Exactly.
It's definitely one of those things I've had to kind of train myself to find some time for self-care and just me time, because I'm around them like 24/7. And thank God my parents help. Like, they're in Mississippi, but they do help me out. Like, they'll get them for like a week at a time, just so I can kind of clear my mind and be free. But it's like when they leave and then they come back, I had to train them all over again, because they got comfortable in there with their grandparents.
Right. Yeah, it's the same way, but you gotta love that support system. And I have it well. My mom and dad and my mother-in-law. Man, that whole village, man, that is necessary.
Oh, yeah. Because I actually find myself praying and thank God for like my support system, because I don't see how people do it. Like, some people that have absolutely nobody. Like, I commend you. Like, hats off to you guys that are doing it alone by yourself. So like, speaking of like support systems, how important is mentorship to you?
Well, I feel like it's very, very important. And I feel like right now where we're at, we're in a wave of entrepreneurship. And I feel like before us, it was go to college, where the American dream for us as Black people was to go to college, get your degree. That's the big thing. And I feel like now entrepreneurship is the big thing. So
Mhm.
for us in this wave of this era, we are set with the responsibility to mentor those that come after us and tell them, okay, this is what I did, this is where I messed up, this is where I got it right. So I feel like as a people, if we keep the trend, although we are behind this in some areas, if we keep the mentorship and keep those lines of communication open, then there's no telling where we can be in the future. And I feel like mentorship is a part of that. Being mentor and actually being a mentor. I have many mentors along the way. None of them are actually in my field, unfortunately, but I have a lot of mentors that I look up to, and one of my biggest is my dad. But I have a lot of outside mentors as well. But I feel like if they take the time to mentor me, then it's my obligation to take on somebody else to mentor them. So over the years, I've mentored a lot of people, especially in the fitness business, get started, showing them the ropes as far as um, you know what to do and when, even on the business side, what you need to do to get an LLC. What do I need as far as taxes? What do I need to do as far as do I need a brick and mortar building, or do I need to stick with contract work? Do I need the personal train? Do I need the group train? It's a lot because you have a lot of questions when you embark upon something like being an entrepreneur. And I
Mhm.
feel like we make it easy, and a lot of people like before us, I feel like they felt like well, I did it myself, so you can do it yourself too. But I feel like we short ourselves, we short our futures when we have that attitude. I feel like if you know how to do it, if you know the way, show them. You don't have to give them everything. Give them something to look forward to, or give them something to work at. But
Mhm.
help them get started. So I mean, it's enough out here for everybody. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are scared that if I mentor somebody or if I help somebody along the way, they're gonna outdo me. You can't
Yeah.
have that attitude, man. I mean, it's so much out here for everybody. You have to be able to help the next person along the way, even if you were helped or not.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely how you get your blessings,
Right,
by helping other people. And I've known people like that, like they don't want to tell you nothing because they feel like you're going to be competition. But I feel
right,
like what's for you is going to always come to you. Um,
exactly.
like nobody can take that away. You can give them the recipe, but the sauce won't taste the same. So
And if you're good at what you do, what do you have to worry about anyway?
exactly, it's a mindset.
Exactly.
I love that. So kind of tell us, what are some of the upcoming goals? You kind of showed us some of the upcoming products that you show us again for the people that might have missed that part.
So this is the light band here. This is can you see it? Got the
So these
logo.
are the bands that like go around your legs.
Right. They go around your legs, your waist. You can put them on your arms. You can do a lot of different exercises with them. But what I like about the bands, the glute bands, is that they of course they work your glutes for women if you're trying to target the glute area.
Don't
But
go get no injections.
right, right. But what they do is work your hips and your glutes. And if you're trying to get a good squat, what a lot of people don't know about squats is all in your ankles, in your hips, and in your glutes. So with these bands, they open up your hips after you do them repetitively, and the range of motion opens up. So your squats are better, so you can have uh, a better squat, so it helps you all around. It helps those little muscles. But when you work in the big muscles, it's easier to actually perform the movements, the big movements.
So these are going on sale when?
I'm probably gonna drop them on my birthday. Yeah.
November 9th, y'all be on the lookout.
So yeah, we got 3 different colors. This is the heavy band right here. Then we got the medium band right there. So
how do we know which one we need?
get them all. Yeah, just get them all. But I would definitely say for a beginner, get the light or the medium. The heavy is really heavy. So that's for someone who's been working their way up, and have good hips and strong glutes, to the point where you're ready for that. But I would definitely say start at light or medium.
See, me, I would try to start at the heavy, knowing I ain't been working out. Let me bypass all of this and just get right to it. What are some other goals and things you see for Tailord Fitness in the future?
I have plans, but what I try to always do is leave room for God to do His thing. I set plans as far as like broad goals, but I say, God, whatever you want me to do or where you want me to be, let me open myself up to where I don't put so much on my to-do list, or I don't want to plan so much and say, I want to be right here in 3 years or right here in 5 years or right here. I say, God, whatever your will is, let me open myself up to whatever it may be. Now, any good business person is going to have goals or forecasts and things of that nature. Now, I do that. I have that, but as far as where I want to be, I can't say that, because I know what God's already done for me, in the period of time that I've already done it, and I didn't really just write down and say, by this year I want to have this, or this year I want to. He just kind of worked everything out because I trusted in him. I trusted him even when I couldn't trace him. I trusted him, and he hasn't failed me yet, and I don't see him failing me in the future. So I kind of leave my future plans up to God.
Most definitely. I interviewed this one entrepreneur, actually like my very first interview I did with someone, and I asked her the same question. I liked her answer. She was like, I don't really voice and speak goals that I see for myself, because I don't want to shortchange God. Like, he might have something so much bigger, and I don't want to downplay it by putting my human mind to it when he has like the bigger picture.
Exactly.
What does they? So I've enjoyed you today. It's been a fun hour here. So tell us how our audience can connect with you. How can they are you taking clients? I know you say you kind of have to run that by your wife, but if someone is looking for personal training, are you taking clients?
Well, yeah, right now I'm booked solid for personal training. But my total body transformation class is pretty much always open to take people up. Right now during COVID, I'm trying to put a cap on it though. So you have to get in like a new class, a new session starts Thursday. And I try to keep it at under a certain number of people. And for the people who don't get in, I put them on the list for the following month. But I definitely try to make sure that we have social distancing going on. But right now, with the renovations that we have going on at the building, we have much more open space, because what we had before, we had like 10 rooms. So now we're busting all that down. So we have so much more room. It's almost like a 50-yard football field in there. Wow. We have the turf and everything in there too. So I'll definitely be able to push those numbers up, and definitely invite more people to come along with that. But definitely check me out on www.tailordfitness.com, and you can see some of the videos of some of the classes and see some of the testimonials. It's just a lot of huge testimonials over the years, man. God has been good. And I guess he apparently trusts me with his people, because they keep coming and they keep getting results. You know, that's why I always say I'm working on something. That's my slogan. I'm always working on something, and people are always working on something and trying to be better. You know, and I'm always trying to equip and empower them to be the best versions of themselves. So if this is you, if you want to come on board, feel free to come on. Can't get you in personal training right now, but I can get you in boot camp.
I love it. That's such a blessing. Like, it's a blessing to be busy. So
Right.
I love it. So definitely thank you so much, Varian, for coming on the podcast. It's been amazing. I see Tara over here in the comments. She said, amen. So definitely, y'all, check him out. And just one other announcement here while we're here. Wiley Elite Homes, we are having a Thanksgiving food and coat drive. So if you're in the giving spirit, from November the 2nd to November the 20th, we are taking all canned goods. Nothing specific, anything that you like. If you just have canned goods that aren't expired in your pantry that you haven't eaten, just grab those and bring them by the office. 2231 Victory Lane, Suite 900. I'll definitely post more about that in the future. And we're also taking coats. So if you have an old coat in your closet, try to wash it first if you can. But if not, you know, we welcome anything, and you know, it's time to be in the giving spirit here. Christmas is among us, and you know, you have to be a blessing to receive a blessing.
Right. And tell Steve, you need to get rid of that starter jacket that you always wearing, man. That starter jacket from the 90s, you need to get rid of it, man. Wash it and put it up. You gotta get rid of it, man. It's too little.
Funny. So thanks, you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and definitely comment. Go back and rewatch. The replay will be on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, all of those. So stay tuned.